Okay, and that's it. We were talking about the business. We were talking about the business in Kenosha,
Yeah.
the furniture business. I want you to tell me, if you can, about what was Eddie's and Baruch's job in the business. What did they do in the business? You were the manager, right? You were the manager.
I started the business.
You started the business.
Bernie came, I brought Bernie from Israel.
Okay.
He lived in Israel.
Yes, I know.
And he didn't speak the language.
He didn't speak English.
No English. So he did deliveries.
Okay.
We had a truck, and if we sold merchandise,
Yeah.
he took it.
And he had his wife and children with him?
Yeah, in the same house.
With you?
No.
They rented a separate house.
No, they didn't rent it. I bought it for them.
Ah, you bought a house for them?
Yeah.
Oh.
About
Okay.
Yeah, $20,000 something dollars.
Oh.
Because she was trying to find a place to buy, and it was all used, and then it was not, to come up with something decent at the right price. And then we had a builder that came up with a new house with 3 bedrooms, and it was over $20,000.
And you bought it for them?
I paid cash for the house for him. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It was near your house?
What?
It was like...
It was about a block away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Walking distance?
Yeah, it was also, they made some friends in the area.
Oh.
A lawyer and his wife.
Baruch made friends?
Well, Esther mostly.
His wife?
Yeah. And Esther was working for beautician stuff and to
facial and
facials and all the other stuff. She was good at that part.
Okay. So she also earned some money.
What?
She brought money to the...
No.
No?
She left millions of dollars in Israel.
Millions of dollars? Yeah. No, but I mean that when she was working in the beautician salon or something, she earned money.
She earned money, but they bought an old house and she sold it.
Where?
In Israel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had some money they brought with them?
No. I paid cash for the house.
What did they do with the money they had from the...
There was no money left.
No money?
No. Not a penny.
No. Really?
Yeah. So when this came up, and the builder said he wants to sell it, and he has to have the cash, and I came up with the cash, and I got some furniture from the store and brought in a bedroom set.
You helped them to settle in
a living room set, in a kitchen set, and she was getting a job in places where they were selling beautician stuff.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
She was good at that.
How old were their children? The children, how old were they?
Well, the children were born in Israel, and they were born after the war.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were maybe before Bar Mitzvah yet.
Ah, okay.
Around.
Juvenile,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they both went to school, and you had to take him to school and pick him up for lunch. And
Did he learn English afterwards? Did he know how to speak English later? Baruch?
He never had the confidence to approach
Mm.
a customer in the store. Oh, he was just middling, and he was trying to tell him, he's doing the receiving and the fixing
Did he have
and
did he
delivery.
have good hands?
Yeah, he worked
Yes.
okay. Yeah, he drove the truck, and he would, if they bought, he delivered the furniture, and he wasn't much older than I was.
I think 4 years between you two.
Well, maybe so.
Yeah.
But he never was a big success in Israel either. In Israel, he had a problem because he started out as a member of the,
Excel. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
and
But did he work? Did he have any job here in
yeah,
Israel?
he had the jobs
He had
on
a
and
job.
off. But I came here and I bought him a house.
You bought a house for him in Israel also?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. First, I bought the house in Israel. He lived here for a while.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so Baruch, you say, was a delivery man with
He
the
was a delivery man and a repair.
repair.
Things
Okay.
came in, needed adjustments, and
Okay.
he knew how to fix it and repair it.
Yeah.
And
What about Eddie?
Eddie was as a there was a stock market office in walking distance from the store. You know,
Okay.
they were selling stocks and bonds, and he found the furniture business too boring. You know,
To what?
boring,
Boring?
not
He found
interested.
it. Okay. He found the furniture business boring.
See, the
He
furniture
didn't want to
business,
work there.
the furniture business was not a stimulant to him.
Yeah, yeah.
If a customer came in and they they wanted to talk to me because they knew that I was the owner, and I was talking to the salesman that came in, that we started new lines. We went to the furniture mart in Chicago, and so if any salesman came in, well, they asked, "Where's money?"
You were the soul of the business, right?
I was.
Yes.
My
And
father was illiterate.
yes.
He didn't.
So what your father did in the business? Also repairing?
Yeah, no,
No.
just cleaning a little bit,
Okay. Okay.
mostly.
So Eddie went to work in the stock market.
He didn't go to work there.
So what did he do? He just tried to earn some money.
He would just go there and he talk to some of the salesmen.
So what about money?
Well,
How did he live? From what?
he didn't bring money much. They sold everything. They had a house in Israel.
This is Baruch. What about Ezra? What about Eddie?
Eddie didn't have much money either, but he liked the excitement
Hmm.
of buying
And selling.
and to sell, and they tried to talk him into buying risky stocks, and he would go for it. I told him, if you buy today, tomorrow the stock is going to go
What?
up.
He was a kind of a gambler,
Yeah,
you would say?
big gambler.
Big.
My father wasn't too happy because the store was built on making a profit on the furniture. It was a sofa that cost $100. If you sold it for 150, you were happy. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't. And then we had to try and get direct bedroom furniture from the south. I would go to the furniture mart. They had it there twice a year, and I hired an advisor.
Hmm.
Yeah, who was making. It was a Jewish family that was making living room furniture.
Okay.
So,
Where, in Kenosha?
No,
In
in
Chicago?
the
Where?
Chicago area. They started as an upholstery shop, and then became known how to buy direct.
And repair it?
No,
No?
buy new furniture,
Ah, okay.
and then from new furniture, not too expensive, to go to a slightly more expensive.
And you bought from them?
Well, I met them, and they tried to give me advice
Ah,
what to buy,
ah.
and we would buy like stop cars. You know what a stop car
Yes.
is? Yeah. They would sell it. There was a Grants in Racine, a store that was in business before, and there were a couple of businesses in Milwaukee. And the only way they would sell is a stop car. You had enough of merchandise to make it stop in each location to unload it, to buy
So the stop cars sold the furniture to
to each individual.
individuals,
Yeah.
not stores.
Yes, no,
No
stores.
Ah, stores.
Yeah.
Like yours.
Only stores.
Only stores.
Yeah. Was a Grants in Racine, and they had an advisor, and they were buying it. The advisor told them they make a good product and it's not very expensive.
You bought from them too?
And he recommended we were paying the same advisor, paying a fee, monthly fee. And he would ask me to come to the furniture mart and introduce me to
Okay.
different people.
So how many workers did you have in this at the store? I mean, except you were the boss, the manager.
Well,
There were Baruch made the deliveries, right? Your
Baruch.
father just helped here and
no,
there.
what we would do,
Who else?
we hired policemen for part-time.
What for?
Policemen needed part-time work in
Okay.
town.
Ah, as what? As a seller?
No,
What?
to deliver furniture.
Also to deliver?
To deliver.
Oh, okay. So in the morning he was working as a policeman, and in the afternoon he came to the store.
Yeah. So we got more than one policeman that worked for the store.
More than one?
Yeah, well, when they could make it, they came. They were busy. They got a substitute.
They needed more money, so
Yeah.
the police didn't pay them enough.
No.
Okay, so how many like them were there?
No, on and off. We had,
On and off.
one or two. But one, they would go with Bernie, would be the driver, and they would be
Okay.
the delivery people.
Yeah.
And they would collect the money, and they would bring it to the store.
Mm-hmm.
And they were good people. They were policemen, but they were making it part-time.
Part-time job for
Yeah,
them.
we paid a couple of dollars an hour or something,
Mm-hmm.
$2.
I want to bring you, what's her name?
What do you want?
I want to bring you some water. Okay.
Oh, you got some here.
Well, let me see. What's her name? What's her name?
Yes. Hello?
I don't remember your name. What's your name? Sharon. Can I bring in some water? Okay, thank you. Okay.
I worked with a policeman and I worked with Bernie and Eddie. Eddie was a problem because he wanted to get rich overnight, you know, and he would get talked into by the salespeople. If you buy this stock, you know, you're going to
So they convinced him to put some money
get
in.
some money. And this money would not last very long.
Because he used it again to
Yeah.
buy some more stuff.
You have to buy it and pay the rest in a short couple of days. So he would have to come to the store and ask my father to put some money.
Oh, really?
My father didn't like it.
Did you ever try to talk to him? To try and say, come work with us? Don't
He
do
was
that?
not interested in the business because the business, if you sold a sofa, you made $50.
And it wasn't enough for him.
No, he wanted to get rich
He wanted to get rich in a minute. I mean,
fast.
fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened after that? I mean, did he lose?
Well, the wife got a job in.
Whose wife? Eddie's wife?
No,
Not Esther.
no, Bernie's wife.
Bernie's wife was working in kind of a salon,
No,
beauty salon. Or
she was cosmetics.
cosmetics. Okay. What about Eddie? Eddie at that time, Eddie was married. Eddie had a wife.
Yeah, he had a wife. Yeah.
What's her name?
Barbara. I think.
Barbara?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did he meet her?
He met her and got married in Milwaukee.
Oh.
Yeah. And her parents lived in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And where did they live? Eddie and Barbara.
They lived in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They had a place here. Why didn't you get one something?
Yeah. Can you? She drinks.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So he got married with Barbara in Milwaukee,
Mm-hmm.
and they came back to Kenosha.
Yeah.
What Barbara did?
Barbara went studying. She went to school, and she got a job studying.
What did she study?
Be a teacher.
Oh.
In some universities.
Okay. And later she was a teacher? She was teaching?
What?
She was teaching after that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So actually she was
She
working.
was born here, made in America.
She made it, yes. Barbara, yeah. Tell me, so actually she was working in a very organized institute, I mean, okay? So she had every month or every week she had her salary, right?
Well,
And Eddie was kind of a gambler.
yeah, too much.
Yeah.
The stock market is a gambling. See, it's the only way you can make money eventually. If you buy something that you watch it slowly grow little by little, but if you try to get rich overnight, it's not easy.
No. It's almost impossible. Yeah. Where did they live, Barbara and Eddie? They had their own house?
They had a place, yeah, not far from where we lived. And my father,
He bought the house. Who bought the house?
Well, I don't know if they bought it first. First they rented it. They were able to rent it.
You didn't buy the house for them,
No, we bought a house
Baruch,
for Bern.
Bernie.
It was like $20,000 or
Yeah.
something. And I talked to the owner. And
It was a
a
lot of money at that time,
Yeah.
right?
It was a brand new house,
Uh-huh.
a 4-bedroom. And then they built
Did you think that Bernie appreciated what you did for him?
He appreciated, but he wanted to be more independent on his own. Nobody appreciates to have a brother taking care of him or helping him.
Did he say anything about it to you or anyone?
No, but
How did you know?
I used to go and visit him in Israel. I saw how he lived and everything else. But he wasn't happy in Israel at the time because he was not a wished member of the party. You know what happened, no?
Yes, I know. But
He came with the Irgun,
okay.
and they got to Israel, and they brought in a shipment of arms, and Ben Gurion ordered it
To sink it.
to destroy it. No, they destroyed it.
So, but when Bernie was in the States, in Kenosha,
Yeah.
did you ever talk about that you are supporting him, that, I don't know, anything like this? Did he tell you anything about him wanting to be independent, or
No,
did
he
you
tried to make friendship here with some people.
not here? I mean in Kenosha.
Yeah, no. In Kenosha, you couldn't make financial friends. Stock market, you have to go and buy and know something
Yeah,
about it.
but about Bernie, did he ever tell you, I will return your money back in time? You bought him a house, right, for Bernie? You bought a house for Bernie
I didn't
and
expect it back.
no, but did he ever
No,
suggested that you want
he doesn't. He didn't believe in miracles, and I don't believe in miracles. There are no miracles in this world.
Do you think he appreciated you about buying him a house?
Sure, they had a very nice house.
Did he tell you anything about it? Manny, I appreciate that you bought me, that you helped me, that you supporting me. Did you ever talk about it?
He wanted to say less than he had to. He wanted to be in charge and independent and and uh, and do things on his own, you know.
And
And the store he didn't like either too much because his business was to pick up and deliver the furniture.
did he want more? I mean, you say that he wanted to be independent, but he was dependent on you, actually.
Yeah. No, he didn't talk to customers too much. What he did,
Was delivering the furniture.
delivery, and if they found something needed fixing, he learned how to do the repairs.
So his salary was enough for him
Oh,
to
sure.
maintain a comfortable to live
Well, it
a
wasn't
comfortable
just
life.
his. Esther made good money
Oh,
in
beauty business,
the what?
beauty and the cosmetics business.
She was good looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she was good at talking to women to try to make him look better.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she gained a lot of confidence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did she know the language?
Well, she spoke the language, and
But he didn't. Bernie.
he knew a little bit,
But not to make a conversation.
he wasn't trying to talk.
Mhm.
But so he was more confined. We built an addition to the store at the time.
What do you mean?
When he was here.
When he was here in Israel?
Yeah, not in Israel.
In Kenosha.
Here in Kenosha.
What do you mean in addition?
We had a lease to lease a store that was in business before World War II.
Okay.
Yeah. And there was the owner and a brother-in-law and a nephew. It was a family business.
Okay.
And the owners liked to go to Miami Beach over the week. In the wintertime. And they were looking for retirement. And they were talking to some salespeople and say, if we could sell the business, we could spend more time
in Miami.
In Miami. So they came to me, and we had a store walking distance from we were renting. We were paying $500 a month.
That's a lot.
It was expensive.
Uh-huh.
The owner of the store that we were renting, he had a person renting it from him before, and they didn't want him back as a tenant.
Yeah.
So they wanted me
to take over.
To take over.
So you had your store, and then you took a leasing of his place, and you opened another store.
Well,
what was it?
No, this was an old building.
Okay.
But it was in good shape.
Okay.
But it needed always some repairs.
Okay.
Because it was like maybe 100 years old. So I talked to a contractor. He said the only way you can make an improvement, you can add an addition to it on the north side of the building. The north side was just to come in and to unload the furniture. The front was for people to walk in to the store.
So you had to make repairs on the back side of the store?
The north side, not repairs. They said you have to have more room. In order to have more room, you need more space.
Okay.
Then you have to build down an addition.
Okay.
We had it written up in the Kenosha paper. It was a big deal. I had some friends, Jewish, not Jewish. They came to the grand opening.
Oh.
It was a big opening. It was like a $20,000 investment at the time.
So you were a rich man. If you could afford yourself to buy Bernie a house and then to make a big opening.
Yeah.
you were quite
wealthy. I was doing well.
You were doing well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing well, and the addition was added with more room on the first floor where the trucks could back in
Okay.
and unload the furniture,
Uh-huh.
and for Bernie to fix it up, check it.
Oh, okay.
And then we had a first floor, we could have more display, and a second floor
Wow.
for more display. You know.
So
And
the
then-
business grew and
Yeah,
grew.
it was we grew. Yeah. And my father was wrong.
Your father was?
He didn't think we were going to make it because it didn't look, the building looked like an old building. But
After you did what you did, it seemed like,
yeah, we had specials. See,
what do you mean?
different specials on merchandise to sell in the newspaper.
Ah.
One of them happened to be, we brought in a donkey. One of the people that was selling us furniture,
Had a donkey.
they had a donkey. They said, you put it up and you give away a donkey. You know,
Yeah, you told me.
if people come and look at the donkey, you know, and they can win the donkey.
It was like a gimmick. Gimmick?
It was a gimmick.
Yeah.
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 A sales gimmick
To bring people.
to bring in people.
Nice.
So we had the donkey parked outside. They came to look at the donkey.
It's quite, weird.
Well,
I say it's quite weird to go in town and see a donkey suddenly,
was
in front of a store.
back of
At the back of the store. Yes. Okay. I want to talk about the relationships between you and Bernie and Ezra. Can you tell me a little bit about your relationship? Because, you say that Bernie wanted to be independent. And, sometimes when you depend on someone, like he was depending on you, it makes the person feel like not good.
not dependent. He didn't want to.
He didn't want to be, but he was,
Yeah,
kind of,
couldn't
right?
help it.
Yes. So, how was your relationship?
I went to
with
see
him?
him in Israel. Yeah,
Yeah, but there in
Yeah,
Kenosha, you had a good relationship with him. Tense. How was it? You had a tension between you two.
see, she was a fancy schmancy,
Oh,
his wife. She was a good looking. She was not Polish background. She was
Romanian.
Romanian. And most of his friends were Polish Jews, you know,
Yes.
in Israel and then before in the DP camp. And she was like an outcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't really like her so much.
We liked her, but she was too fancy schmancy, you know. We needed somebody more realistic, you know.
What did she do? Did she work?
She got a job,
She got a job
yeah,
as what?
in makeup for women, selling beauty.
No. Eddie's wife. No.
No,
So who's Esther?
Esther is Bernie's wife.
So you told me that Esther was working as a beautician, and she sold cosmetics. But what about Eddie's wife?
Eddie's wife went to school. And
In Barbara, right?
Barbara. And she,
Who was Romanian? Esther was Romanian?
Esther was Romanian.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Barbara was born in Milwaukee.
Yeah. Okay.
And she graduated from high school
And she went to study
and
education.
she had a job
Okay.
in education.
Mhm.
So she wasn't involved much in this store. But she was smart enough to give advice.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, they lived well. I mean, Eddie and
Beautiful, beautiful home in a very prestigious neighborhood
Oh,
on Third Avenue, which is more very fashionable. And it was a nice house. And they got new furniture from the store. So
did you ever stop to think,
yeah,
wow, where was I and where I'm today? I mean, did you
yeah.
ever stop thinking about the place you came from and the place you were at that time? I mean, you made a long journey from Rimanov
Yeah,
to Siberia,
yeah.
Kazakhstan, as a 15-year-old boy.
I
Then
wasn't 15 years old
no,
yet.
before.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the
Yeah.
past. Did you ever stop thinking about, wow, the way you did? From the time you left Rimanov to the present time when you
It
have.
was always a challenge to do better because I had several families to benefit from it. You know, the older brother, the younger brother, and my father.
Yeah, you mean you have to take
Well, the
care of
business
them?
the business had to make enough money
Support the families?
to everybody make a decent living.
That was on your mind all the time? That you have to support three families? You were thinking about it?
No, but it's not good to be the head of the group
Why not?
because jealousy is an old trait.
Yeah.
People don't like you to be smarter than he is or she is. Yeah.
Tell me, what do you mean? Why do you say that?
Well, because if I was closer to my father and he believed in my uh,
Abilities?
abilities and decisions, you know, and, uh, and and they just didn't know as good as I. At home, we had two gasoline stations.
I know, in Rimanov.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember.
yes. But,
And I was dealing with the people that we hired.
yes, when you were young.
Yeah,
Okay. But why did you talk about jealousy? Tell me. Why did you talk about jealousy?
jealousy is normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If one son is doing,
Well,
or they think of him that he is smarter, it's not a good idea. They don't want to be the second or the third in line.
did you, you're right. That's why I'm asking you about this.
Okay.
Did you ever felt, did you ever feel something like that from Bernie or Ezra or Eddie? The jealousy. Did you ever, did you ever feel uh, anything about jealousy from them? Did they ever say anything to you? But did
Not
you
too
feel
much.
under, we say here, under the carpet? Did you feel anything?
Sure, you could feel it because
Waves or
if
something?
a salesman came in, he says, I want to talk to many. It doesn't take,
Much, yeah.
to be a genius to find out that they wanted me to make decisions. Or even when we tried to include Bernie and Eddie, and the salesman would finally say, I want to have just many take care of it because we can have too many decisions, and it's not a good idea, and it's not going to work. We need one man that's competent to do the business of the buying of the furniture. Well, so I had to go to the furniture mart. You know what the furniture mart
Yes.
was? And the furniture mart was this place of furniture from all over the country. And you had to make decisions to buy not just for, you don't buy one piece of furniture, you buy for the season, you know. We used to buy stop car, you know what a stop car?
Yes.
Yeah. All that we learned that we didn't learn in Poland before.
Were you aware of Eddie's and Bernie's feelings
Of course.
about, yeah?
Sure.
What do you mean, of course?
Well, Bernie depended on me to bring him to the States from Israel. So I helped him go to Israel. But he was not successful because he chose the wrong party, you know.
And then you help him to come to the States,
Yeah,
right? And you bought him a house.
yeah,
And you took him as a worker as
yeah.
in your
Refinish
store.
it, refinish it, yeah,
Yeah.
checking. But it's never good to have somebody, a brother, doing something that's not as important as his brother.
Yeah, because it shows that the brother is weak,
Yeah.
and he needs, help
Yeah.
from the other one. And maybe for Bernie it was even worse because he was the eldest, right? He was the eldest,
The oldest.
the oldest,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you were
I was the
younger than him,
Yeah.
but you had to take care of him.
Oh, but you see, in Poland, we used to get kerosene from the people that we were getting the benzene.
Yeah,
You know the
yeah, I know.
yeah,
Actually, you started to be a businessman back then,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. See, I would go to meetings with the two partners because we needed the two partners because this was a big business to buy a car of kerosene and to come up with the money you had to have.
Yeah. Did you ever talk with Bernie
Yeah.
about, after years, did you ever talk, you two, about what he feel, how he felt back then, being supported by you, or how did he feel about, depending on you? Did you ever made any conversation
No,
about
you
it?
don't want to bring up not healthy conversation. It was obvious.
But nobody talked about it.
No, because I knew he's not a happy person, to do what he's doing, and he couldn't do any better. And he came from Israel,
Yeah.
and he
You
wasn't.
brought him, you helped him, you
Yeah.
supported him,
And
you
he
bought him a
wasn't-
house.
And he wasn't happy in Israel because he was in the wrong party.
Yeah.
See, there was somebody, like my father got remarried,
Yes.
so there was somebody that was in the opposite party, in the Labour Party, would bring him a loaf of bread. It was a big deal because he was in the Labour Party. He was able to get it. So if it wasn't me, it was somebody else that
So he was kind of always dependent on someone.
somebody. Yeah,
Yes.
that's not a good
No.
place to be in.
But you never talked about it, both of you. You never talked about it.
But there was no solution. You got to find a solution. How do you make it different?
Did he ever ask you to give him another job, not as a driver, to be
Like what?
something else in the
Yeah, he
store?
wanted to be the president of the company. And I should.
He
That's
asked
the
you?
only thing he would want.
Yeah, he wanted it?
No,
No? Maybe in his heart.
no,
He wanted to be better.
no. It was the best he could do, is what he was doing.
How was it?
He didn't speak the language as good. See, I went to school in the displaced persons camp in Austria for a couple of years to learn English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So when I wrote to my uncle in New York, one of them, who had a job that he was hired in Europe, and he got the job driving a truck through the different places in the Middle East. And one day he decided to park the truck in New York, and he quit.
Really?
What?
Really?
Yeah. And he became a fisherman.
Bernie?
No, that was an uncle.
Ah, okay.
That was my mother's brother.
Okay. Okay.
There were things that people did that you could, and also the one that was in the automobile business, he was illiterate. He depended,
But he had a success in the business, right?
yeah, because of his wife and I think his brother-in-law, that they were able to direct him. And at the time, he was smart. There was something that he knew besides writing and reading. Yeah, there is the company that he signed up to get the franchise, to get the place, and to get the cars. It was a Pontiac agency. And the two brothers, the family was more educated, but the family was helping him run the business.
Yeah. I'm taking you back to Kenosha.
Yeah.
What about, how was the atmosphere between you, all of you? I mean, you were close. You can say you were close. You, Bernie,
Well, we
Ezra's
tried to
wife.
get together like
You got together?
for Passover, for Pesach.
Rosh Hashanah?
Yeah, no, Rosh Hashanah.
No.
But for Pesach, usually.
So once a year, you got all together?
Yeah.
What about
Other times,
other
yeah,
times?
we tried to be close, but you could never separate the difference
Between the,
between.
what, the business and the,
Yeah.
so it was always there.
Yeah.
I mean, the feelings were always there.
It's my fault.
Why? Why?
Because I'm more smarter than he's not supposed to be smarter.
You feel bad about it sometimes? You feel bad
No,
about it?
but that's what it is. I didn't feel bad about it because I didn't find myself to find somebody to replace me. to make a living for the family.
What kind of a boss were you?
A boss?
Yeah, what kind of a yeah, a boss. What kind of a boss you were?
To who?
To everybody that you employed.
No, mostly it was the family.
So,
So you have to be very
what?
cautious, careful, not to say anything to make him feel, that I am the boss and they are the worker. You have to make him feel like they're doing a good job.
Do you remember any incidents about, you were angry about them, you say something, something happened between you? Do you remember any incidents?
I never tried to dwell in my life on the negative. When I talk to you and to everybody else, when I was interviewed about Siberia and Kazakhstan, I make it sound like it was Miami Beach, not Kazakhstan.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah,
See,
yeah.
I tried to make every day a pleasant day to get by.
Even though it was like terrible day.
It wasn't,
It wasn't.
not to me.
Uh-huh.
I said, we're here. We're here. We have to survive it. And hopefully we're going to get out. It's not going to be forever. And one day there came an announcement, you are free, you can leave. Leave where? Where are you going to go? So we went to Kazakhstan. In Kazakhstan, you apply for jobs and you make friends at work. And you try to get some extra bread. The big challenge in Russia was bread was rationed during the war.
Yes.
And in order to get,
You had to make connections.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the connections were given to me, like the person that gave me some extra coupons.
Yeah.
She says, you have to do something with the coupons.
You know?
And when you go to the store, you have to show the whole card. And the salesperson is supposed to cut off the coupons from the card. But if you make a package of 5 kilo bread, and these are loose, cut from the cards, and you tell the salesperson, it was a beautiful girl like you, they're beautiful, young and beautiful, and you say, here's 6 kilo bread of coupons. How about 5 kilo for me?
One for you.
What?
And one for you. You know, you
Yeah.
sum up, you
Yeah,
just.
you have to share.
Yes.
And they said, okay, that's a good idea. So when they saw me, and then we got in trouble because somebody from Poland came to buy the coupons. And they turned us in,
Oh,
because I was able to get some extra coupons. And my father wound up in jail, and it was a big trial.
yeah. Yeah, you told me about
Yeah.
it. Yes.
And but you could make deals with individual salespeople, young women or whatever, and people that issued the cards, everything. They would meet me later on. I used to be in charge of going to the to the deli for lunch. instead of everybody waiting in line to get checked on the coupons, I would take the coupons for a dozen of people, and I would get it checked out with the cashier, and I would tell everybody, you guys just go sit down, and you're going
And
to
I
get
do it for you.
you're going to get the food. And they noticed it, and they said, all we can do is we know what you did. You didn't turn in anybody to have a problem, to go in jail. We we knew it wasn't kosher, but you didn't. You made it sound like everything.
It's okay.
Whatever.
I think you just sum up your your personality when you said there were no terrible days. There were days we have to take care of ourselves.
Yeah,
To have, yeah, you saw your, your a target. You had a target. You had to survive.
sure. Because
So
when I was leaving, like the cashier's office, the luncheon, there was somebody sitting there with a couple of policemen. And he looked up to me and he says, Manny, I'm in big trouble.
he needed your help.
What?
He wanted your help.
I need your help. So I got up. They said, okay, get up. We're going to go. Going to the police station. And I'm behind the policeman. I said, look, he's one of my best friends. What did he do? What did he have? You know, oh, we found this, we found that. It was all not kosher. And then we asked him about it, and he finally took us to the house, and we
Yes,
found some things at home
Why did he ask your help?
because I told him that I knew the policeman from before.
Ah, okay.
The policeman checked me with a couple of loaves of bread I was taking home on the coupons.
Yes.
And I know it was not, it was more than we were supposed to have. So we were walking home. I said, look, if you let me go, I'm going to get you a bottle of whiskey. You know.
And he did.
So he knew that he is my friend. Now I need a favor.
You can get him another vodka, whiskey.
The what?
That you can get him another bottle of whiskey, maybe.
Yeah, he said maybe you get another one, another bottle of whiskey. Because nobody in Russia makes enough money. So anything you can get additional, free, it's okay.
Okay, next time I would like to hear about your wife. We didn't talk about your wife.
Yeah,
So next time we meet
yeah,
on
okay.
Thursday, we will talk about her.
There is a good song now coming out of Russia, and it's in Hebrew, in English. Have you heard it?
Which one? There is a translation in Hebrew also.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, in Hebrew.
It's in Hebrew. See?
Yeah. Yeah. It's liv levu agas vegam tepuach. Like the pear and the apple were blooming.
Yeah. And I remember the planes flying over Poland at the time.
Yeah. Somebody translated it to Hebrew.
That was they were invading Poland, and they were singing that song. See?
It's a Russian song.
Yeah, but they made it now into Hebrew, so
Yes.
because I was wondering, it's not popular to have a Russian song.
Oh, there are a few songs that were translated from Russian to Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was, you know the Russian part, how it sounds? You know what it means?
What do you know? What do you mean?
Расцветали яблони и груши. That means it was the springtime, and apples and pears started blooming. See, everything looked exciting.
Yeah.
They were flying over Poland.
Yeah. In Hebrew, it's also.
What?
It's in Hebrew also.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very known song.
I know.
Yeah.
And you have older people, young people, older people.
Hi.
She can get it for you. Listen.
Well, I know. I can do it, in the internet.
The what?
In the internet, I can do it. Hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she does.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
I think we're getting married.
You didn't ask me.
But I haven't. I have to be
You
like.
have to give her an offer. She can't.
I know.
Yeah.
I have to be a lot younger than I am.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Not a lot.
Maybe
But
a year.
she is wonderful. She knows how to get me to express myself.
Yeah.
And what?
I said today, I'm always trying to get you talk about your feelings. You hardly talk about your feelings because you see life, as something you have to do. This is the circumstances.
Yeah.
I have to do this, that, and
Yeah.
But today, the first time you said that, he talked about the jealousy, about a very natural jealousy of Bernie, and that he was the boss and he was successful, and they were depending on me. So it was the first time he said that.
Those were their feelings, not yours.
Yes, that's right.
The what?
Maybe later, Yes.
But I went to Israel and
ממש הוא היה מודע לזה. הוא היה נזהר כל פעם ככה בעברת שהוא היה פונה אליהם, הוא היה נזהר. That you were aware, you were careful about how you talk to Bernie and how you ask him to do things
I
for
knew
you.
they were not happy, and I don't know. I could give him the job, my job, and then walk away from him.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could do.
ויש פה משפט שאמרתי שאם אנחנו כותבים ספר זה המשפט. זה המשפט. שהוא אמר, שאלתי אותו אם הוא לא... I'm telling you about a question I asked you, if you ever stop thinking about the way you did from, the time that you were in Rimanov until the time you became a boss of, of a business.
I was always a boss.
There will never be terrible days. There were something, אני יכולה להשמיע לך את זה. ואף פעם לא היו ימים נוראים. כן, אז את יכולה להריץ את זה פה ולשמוע את זה. אבל זה משפט מפתח בעיניי. איך שהוא רואה את החיים.
נבדוק את זה, אחרת זה יהיה גדול מדי. נשלוח.